Hey Kim, I am going to start giving you some suggestions for lessons to do with Natalie. One of the most important things to remember when we're working on speech development with a child this young is that it must be done in a very relaxed, nurturing, quiet environment. So it has to just be you and her, and at a time when she is willing to work with you. The first few lessons should be no more than 5 minutes, and then we'll gradually build in time to longer periods of time. So for the first one, what I want you to do is I want you to get some index cards, and I want you to write these letters on them. B, D, G, P, T, K. Now, one of the things I want you to understand is that B is what we call a voiced sound. So if you put your hand up here and you go "buh," you can feel vibration. And P, which is made in the same position on the mouth as B, is a voiceless sound. So if you go "p," you'll feel that there's no vibration in your throat. And that is true of the 3 pairs of sounds that I'm giving you here. The first thing we want to teach Natalie is the sound for these words, which she probably already knows. And so your first lesson is going to consist of just working with her on these flashcards and the sound. Preferably work into a mirror so she sees you and she sees herself at the same height. So you might have to sit her higher, you lower. Sometimes with a little kid, I'll put them in a seat and then I'll stand right behind them so they can see me and themselves at the same time. All I want you to teach her is the sound symbol association. So you're going to say, Natalie, let's look at the card, and I want you to say "buh," and then she's going to say it. And then I want you to say "duh," and then she's going to say it. Don't worry about the letter name. And then you're going to say "guh," and she's going to say it. If she has trouble with this one, show her in the mirror how when you open your mouth and make the "guh" sound, it's all the way in the back. The other thing that I want you to do when you're teaching these sounds or working on these sounds is to use tactile stimulation. So when you do "buh," I want you to touch her gently on the lip. "Buh." When you do "duh," I want you to touch her in the middle of your cheek, in her cheek, "duh." And when you do "guh," I want you to touch her in the back on her throat. "Guh." So it's "buh, duh, guh." And that's going to come in handy later when you want to cue her, but you don't want to give her the sound. Same thing with P, T, and K, except you have to remember that these are voiceless sounds. So this would be, Natalie, I want you to say "p," and then touch her lip, and she'll go "p." Natalie, say "t," touch her lip, her cheek, "t." And then Natalie, say "k," touch the back of her throat. So it's you can see that the positions are the same for each set of 3 sounds. The only difference between the set is that one is voice, the B, D, G, B, ba, da, ga, and one is voiceless. Ba, da, ga. Stay away from the letter names. I want her to learn the letter sounds, not the letter names. If you want to, you can put a little picture of something that starts with a B, something that starts with a something that starts with a "buh," something that starts with a "duh," something that starts with a "guh," so she can learn the sound association with the picture. But also use the symbol, because those are going to make a difference down the road. That's lesson number 1.